The following is a presentation of the Black Hollywood Live Network, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. Hollywood redefined. From Los Angeles, California, streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is Black Hollywood Live, the branded athlete, featuring in-depth interviews with and commentary on today's biggest and most successful athletes. Black Hollywood Live, Hollywood redefined.
You're listening to Black Hollywood Live.
And now, the host of Black Hollywood Live, the branded athlete.
Oh,
Hey, hold
Merry
up.
Christmas, y'all.
Hold up.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Oh, we got some lights.
Look at
Happy
us.
Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Chanukah. Chanukah.
Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa.
We are jamming
Holla.
to Christmas and Holidays.
Yeah.
And y'all are watching The Branded Athlete on Black Hollywood Live every Thursday night at 7 o'clock. Be here or be square. Or, sorry, wait, be there or be square.
Be
whatever.
there, be square, yep.
Be there or be square.
Just be here.
Just be
Be
here.
here or be here.
Right now.
Okay.
I'm Erica Renee Davis. You can find me on Snapchat, Periscope, Instagram, Twitter at Erica Renee D.
Be near. Be here. Sorry.
Just trying to work it out.
Andre the Giant. AUNDRETHAGIANT. THA. The Giant.
Hey guys, it's Rheina. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter and Periscope. I just made one today at Rheina_Ale.
What up, everybody? It's your boy, Joshua Johnson. Follow me, find me, follow me. Tell me how you like my ugly sweater at JJ the Talented on
Onesie.
Twitter, Instagram, and Periscope.
Now, make sure you guys always follow all things Black Hollywood Live at blackhollywoodlive.com. Follow The Branded Athlete on Instagram at The Branded Athlete. And also follow BHL on Twitter at BHL Online. Now, look at these ugly sweaters before we get into the show. Got to talk about these
You feeling
ugly
that, right? Look
sweaters
at
that we
that.
have. So, Josh wins the contest for ugly sweater onesie.
Oh, I
It's
think
the full-
Rheina wins it for ugly.
So,
Sorry,
check out the
I'm
Instagram
not really
and Twitter
into
later. We're
this.
going to show you the full outfit. Tim's and everything.
Okay, I'm just judging. I didn't,
She's
come
the judge.
prepared.
She's the
but
judge.
you guys look nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, if you're the judge, who won? The people want to know.
I can't. I have to
No,
say
you have
Josh.
to
Josh.
pick one.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Josh.
you said Josh?
Because
Yeah.
if you guys would see his entire outfit.
It's the full outfit.
Okay,
He's
what about
wearing a
second
onesie.
place? Second place?
Second place, I think.
Come on now. Come on, Raina. Girl power.
I think it's it's a tie.
Oh, she played.
it's a tie.
She said, yeah.
She did.
It's a tie.
She did. But see, his sweater's not even the
Sorry.
ugly sweater, so.
Girl, you
I'm
see
too
these
nice,
ugly
I'm too
sleeves?
nice.
You act like you ain't see these ugly
Okay,
sleeves.
whatever.
That's a nice ugly sweater.
See, we got some sound effects and everything. This is our last show for 2015, guys. I know you're sad. I hope you
Wrapping
guys
it up.
have enjoyed us. Yeah, wrapping it up like Josh in the onesie says over there.
That's
right.
Wrapping it up.
Josh in the onesie.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you.
we got a lot to talk about. So let's jump right into this week's hot takes. Starting with Serena. Our girl Serena.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh, that's Josh.
That's
my
right,
girl.
That's right.
oh, look at this.
In the pitch, whoo.
Serena Williams was named Sports Illustrated's Person of the Year, or Sports Person of the
Sportsman
Year.
of the Year.
Sports Person of the Year.
Yeah,
Oh, sports person.
That's right.
Let's be PC.
Yeah, Sports Person of the Year. So Sports Illustrated named Serena Williams Sports Person of the Year. It was announced Monday.
As they should have.
As they should. Well, that's what we're going to get into. There's been a lot of controversy surrounding this this honorary or I can't talk today. There's been a lot of controversy about Serena being honored this title. One controversy was that Sports Illustrated had an online poll asking people who should be the Sports Person of the Year. Should it be American Pharoah, the Triple Crown winner, the first one that we've had in 37 years, or should it be Serena, who had an amazing year this year, only losing 3 matches? So I want to get into a little bit about what you guys think about how people are upset that American Pharoah didn't win, considering American Pharoah got 47% of the vote online on SportsIllustrated.com.
Low key, that was a dig. That was a dig by Sports Illustrated. Shame on them, because I don't like the fact that people keep comparing Serena's body to like they try to make her some kind of powerful, like masculine, entity or something like that. And for them to compare her with a horse. That's a low key
compare
dig
it
to
with a
me.
horse.
No.
Oh.
I know what you're talking about, but like to me, it just seems like, why would you even compare a human and an animal like that? I feel like that's a dig to Serena, because an animal, they're I mean, come on. It's a sports person,
Like that,
Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly.
not
what I
sports
was gonna
animal.
say.
Okay, Rheina.
Sports person of the year. Sports person is a person, not an animal. I mean, American Pharoah, yes, that's great, but Serena is the athlete. The award should go to a person. So, and given her, first African American female athlete to win this award, 3 Grand Slam titles, 21 total, like should have won this award. So, I don't know.
No,
That's just me.
Dre's already said that he compares Serena to a horse, which is not very politically correct. But that's funny that you say that because the LA Times had to recant a couple of their tweets because they were saying who should be the winner, Serena or American Pharoah. And people took that to mean they were comparing Serena to a horse.
That big old butt.
See? Go ahead, Dre. Let's speak on it.
Well, Andre Dean has to say, I think American Pharoah should be in the debate for
Get out of here.
my
There you go,
God.
man.
I
It's
think
way
he
too
should be
early
in
for
the
Why?
this.
debate.
Why?
Because
Thank you.
it's just like an athlete is an athlete. The horse is an athlete because it works, it eats healthy, it has to do everything that it needs to do to be successful on the field, on the track, just like anybody else does. You know what I mean? So I think if you put in the work and you put in the time to be great and what it did accomplish as a horse, I think the horse should get credit, and obviously of course the person who's riding, the athlete who's riding and training and grooming the horse. I think it should be a collective
You don't think that's a
win,
low-key
I think.
dig?
No, I don't think it's a low-key dig. I
Undercutting
think because
Serena
these
and her
horses, like,
accomplishment
how
and
many,
saying,
like,
you're no better than a horse.
See, my thing with
it's
that,
not
Dre.
about that. It's not about that. It's about the accomplishments. It's
It-
about the accomplishments.
It
You know what I
is,
mean?
but see, the thing with Serena and other athletes that are not horses, other athletes their body of work transcends what's on the court. Like for example, Serena was very vocal this year about the Black Lives Matter movement. She has encountered a lot of media criticism about the shape of her bodies, but she has remained very graceful in light of all that criticism. The New York Times wrote an article talking about how broad her shoulders were and like how she's so masculine.
God.
So I'm saying that, Dre, a horse does what he does on the track, but
Absolutely.
a person actually has influence outside of what they do on the court. And on top of that, she has a pop culture influence. I mean, she's dating Drake, she has an off-again, on-again relationship with Drake, and that goes into capturing the hearts of people who don't particularly follow sports, but who are pop culture fanatics. So she covers all bases. That horse can't cover any base except for that track.
Right.
I'm
And how many
saying
times have they
is-
always tried to make black people animals anyway?
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Trying to make them animalistic. Like their athletic prowess, comes from some kind of animal instinct or something like that. And they're blatant with it right now. They're being
She
so
won
blatant.
because of who she is and because of the things that she's accomplished and because of her influence on and off the, what do you call that? The court.
The court.
Okay,
Yeah.
on and off the court. But what I said was I like the fact that American Pharoah was in the running because
Okay.
that is an athlete. Like you can say
It's a
whatever you want to
dumb
say,
animal.
but it's an athlete that's taught to do a certain thing to be successful, and it was extremely successful, winning back-to-back 2 championships like
It
that.
was beaten into submission.
I think maybe if there was another
Another
award,
category.
another category, then yes,
Right.
American Pharoah would. But as far as being the runner-up to Serena, like being compared like a horse to Serena, I don't think that's not even.
Nobody compare.
Like that's just, but
It
that was
was.
the
They
runner-up.
said, who do you think
That's
should
the-
win, Serena or the horse?
What do you mean? It's very simple.
So you guys
It's a-
think that half of the table thinks there was like an underlying dig.
Right. No.
Okay. See, I don't get it. Maybe we're being naive, but I don't think that there was a. But then I don't know.
By no means necessary. Do I think that there was an undermining statement?
Have you watched tennis matches with Venus and Serena, especially Serena, and the commentators give them these subtle little digs while they're, it's like they give them a compliment, but then they slap them in the face in kind of way with their subtle.
Yeah, but what does that have to? Who cares? What does that have to do with the fact that American Pharoah was a runner-up to?
Why couldn't they?
That's cool. I think
why
that's really
couldn't-
cool that they would consider a horse who has done something pretty cool.
Why couldn't they pick another athlete?
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So here's the thing, guys.
It's voted. It's not like they picked it. It's what people voted.
So-
That's what people voted.
They put the question out
Well,
there.
yeah. So the
They
media
set
put
up
the
the-
question out there. So
So
Sports
obviously
Illustrated.
they did something right because I'm sorry.
No, I was just trying to explain to people who
Right.
might not be caught up. But Sports Illustrated had 11 other candidates. They had Ronda Rousey, they had the Kansas City Royals, they had Steph Curry, they had Lionel Messi, they had Thomas Davis from the Panthers. Go Dogs, sick 'em. So you're saying that they could have taken any other athlete and said, who? Serena or Jordan Spieth, Serena or Ronda, Serena or Steph Curry. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that I understand what Dre is getting at, because online, American Pharaoh had almost 50% of the online views. So it's kind of like you have the greatest female athlete of all time versus the greatest horse of our generation.
Had 50% of the online views.
So Sports Illustrated did an online poll, and this is how the controversy really started. Sports Illustrated did an online poll where they wanted to know who do you guys want the sports person of the year to be? The horse got 47% of the vote.
So it was between the horse and Serena.
Well,
that one.
It was between all 12
In general,
people.
it was in
And
And
general.
Serena
Okay.
got
It was in
1% of the
Okay.
vote. So, but the reason Serena ended up winning was because the sports writers of the Associated Press are the people who get the final vote. So that's why people were outraged, because the people, the fans, wanted the horse, but sports writers from the AP picked Serena. So just to give you guys out there a little bit of background.
So the fans wanted the horse.
The
That's what I'm
fans-
trying to say.
Even
So it's
then, they would
cool.
rather put an animal over all these talented
It's
people.
not. You looking at. It's not about that. It's an animal. It's about their. It's extremely. That's a hard thing to do, and that's huge. You got to look at the amount of money that people make
the
on
horse-
betting, and all these famous sports athletes. I've been to the Kentucky Derby. Michael Jordan. I met Michael Jordan. I met all these guys are really in tune to that type of stuff.
Yeah, but
Athletes
what
in
kind
general.
of dedication and does a horse have to win in that sport? They don't do anything all day but eat grass or oats or whatever.
You don't know.
They're
You
not,
don't know.
they don't have
the-
to sacrifice time away from their families. They don't have
Ooh,
to
that's a good point.
sacrifice,
Sure.
a social life. They don't have to sacrifice. Everything is given to them. They're just sitting there. They talk okay, when this happens, when the gate opens, just run for your life.
What about the little baby horse? The little baby horse back in the stable, sitting. You don't know. You have
No,
no.
I know enough to know that you don't compare a horse to a human
I
being.
can't.
Okay, let's hurry up and move off this topic before we move on to the next.
I'm just trying to make you mad right now.
There's a lot of also controversy about whether or not the Sports Illustrated cover photo featuring Serena was doctored too much. So she's in her queen bee chair.
That's a hot picture.
It's a hot picture, looking good as always. People are talking about her thighs look way photoshopped,
my
that her thighs are really much bigger.
They are.
And if you compare that Sports Illustrated picture to the first picture that we showed, you can kind of see there may have been some photoshopping involved. So, as controversies go, everyone has an opinion. What do you guys think about the Photoshop nature of this picture?
I want one.
Can I go first? That for sure. But I think the biggest thing is they didn't want her body to be the focus, because it's not really about her body. It's about her accomplishments as an athlete and as a black woman for accomplishing something that no other African American woman has done before. So I think if you look at the way that picture is set up and the way that it is, if they didn't Photoshop it a little bit, that's all that you would see. But it really is a cool picture, and it
Yeah.
really does speak measures on who she is. She's a queen of her sport.
She is.
She's a queen of as far as the female athletes go, because that means she was voted the best female athlete
Yeah.
in the sport and what she does. So I believe that they didn't want that to be the focus, her body. They wanted it to be the fact that she really won and to give her support, I think. I could be
Josh,
wrong, though.
Rheina?
No, I mean, who doesn't have Photoshop
Yeah.
covers these days? I think, yeah, it was Photoshopped, I would say. I mean, judging off of the other picture, I haven't seen her in person, but it is a little Photoshop, but I don't think it's a big deal because, everybody gets.
I agree.
I think every cover you are going to Photoshop something. So. I
Now,
don't think
Josh,
it's a big deal.
this is your
woman.
celebrity crush. So, are you offended, Josh, that they photoshopped the HELL out of her thighs?
Yes,
Okay.
I want Serena in the raw. I want full natural Serena. Don't come trying to airbrush, because you're saying the way she isn't good enough for our cover of the magazine. Give me Serena as she is. I want to see it exactly as she is, because
Nah,
that's
you
the
might
woman
not
I
want to
fell in
see
love with.
her exactly.
I
as she
mean,
is, to be honest with you.
and when you look at even like the ideal supermodel who's super waif and fits
I mean,
society
I
standards, like
get it.
everyone gets, like Rheina say, everyone gets photoshopped.
Yeah, I'm not really offended. but-
Okay, well, don't be offended. 'Cause
I will say the
beautiful either way.
Photoshopping in general is out of control, because a lot of these athletes and not the athletes, but these
Models or-
hot models and
Yeah,
these
it's not
females,
real.
they look a certain way on
That's true.
Instagram,
On
but when
Instagram.
you see them in
Yeah,
person,
Instagram
they
lie.
don't look like that.
They look like the horse is what they look like.
They look like a horse.
but if their body looks like
The
a horse,
face,
that could be a good thing.
but the face
Face
looks
looks
like a
like-
horse sometimes too. This is the makeup and everything.
but you're okay with a horse body.
I'm okay with a horseback.
Oh my God.
This is disgusting. Y'all.
Do you feel me, brother?
Oh my God.
Thanks.
Listen.
I'm sorry. Let me calm down.
It's okay. Guys, DraftKings.
Put a saddle on it.
We put a saddle on that
I
conversation.
don't even need no saddle.
Put a saddle on it.
They're back.
DraftKings is a destination for 1 week fantasy football. This is where you can relive your fantasy draft every single week, and there are huge prizes every single week. This year, there was $1 million weekly prize. So it's really simple. You go to DraftKings.com, you pick your players, you can let your points pile up. If you are disgusted with your actual week-to-week fantasy team, this is where you need to go because you don't have to worry about sticking with the same players each week. Change it up week to week. Oh, also this year, DraftKings is crowning a $2 million overall winner. So if you guys play fantasy football, this is where you need to go. If you don't play fantasy football, this is a good place for you to start. DraftKings.com. When you go, make sure you use the promo code BLACK so that they know that we sent you. And like we like to say at Black Hollywood Live, the branded athlete, if you win some big money, send us a cut. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so moving on. So since this is our last show in 2015, I know you guys are all sad and you're going to miss us. So I wanted to ask everyone here, what was your favorite sports memory of the year? It could be a game, a sports play, or a moment. I'll go first. My favorite, even though we just talked about it, was Kobe's retirement. Being a huge Lakers fan since I was a little girl, Kobe is just, he was my childhood, like growing up watching him play, and just when he announced his retirement in that way, his little poem that he did, I cried. I'm not gonna lie.
Did you cry?
I cried because it was just so sad. Kobe, I love you. But yeah, I just think that was just a memorable moment for Laker fans in general. I know you're a big Laker fan, so that would be my pick for 2015.
It's a good pick.
Anyone else?
My most memorable moment, I feel like we're like at the campfire sharing our deepest, darkest secrets. Mine is when the Clippers beat the Spurs Game 7 of Round 1. The Western Conference playoffs. Look at Rheina and Josh. See, let me tell you guys, Rheina and Josh are rolling their eyes because they hate the Clippers and they love the Lakers. They've been drinking Kobe/purple and gold juice for so long. That's ridiculous. They're sick.
Hey, what about when they won the second round?
What about?
Wait, did that happen?
What about? Let me finish. What about? Let me finish. So, for any NBA fan. I don't know, they're NBA fans. I think they're just Laker fans on that end. But for any real NBA fan,
Somebody is going ham
Don't get me
today with them.
and for any Clipper fan, you know exactly where you were that night because that was the night that Mayweather and Pacquiao fought. And
so nobody watched it.
The Clippers, well, actually, he's not an NBA fan because he would know that the game came out 2 hours before the fight even started. But that's okay.
Nobody still watched it.
That's okay. I'll school Josh on sports later on.
She won't.
So it was great. The storylines: Tim Duncan, Chris Paul, two Wake Forest alums playing each other. Popovich, championship coach. Doc Rivers, championship coach. Like it was emotional. And the Clippers, I think, showed so much fight. We didn't have a bench last year. Austin Rivers kind of had his coming out party, down to the wire, beat the defending champs. Of course, none of us knew what was awaiting us, our meltdown coming just the next round. But for an organization that has had such turmoil, it was such a good, emotional, passionate win for NBA fans and definitely for Clippers fans.
Cool.
Game 7, round 1.
You too?
You want to go
Right.
first? You want me to go first?
You go first.
Okay, well, I think it's really, really cool what the Panthers are doing. I know they caught it on the end, it's kind of going out of the year. But, I mean, we are all super football fans over here, and we see that. And I just think it's really, really cool to see that whole team, every time somebody scores a touchdown, to go up to the back of the end zone and give that ball to a kid. I think you never know, like, how much of an impact that kind of stuff makes on, like, little children, especially since they look up to these athletes so much, you know what I mean? Just to even have him come over there, you know what I mean, is a huge thing. And then to give a kid a ball, I mean, that's a Christmas present that you can never take away, and it's something that you can't give anybody. I mean, that's an official game ball from probably your favorite, especially if it's a home game.
Yeah.
You know, you probably pay. I would imagine some people would pay more to even be right there in that section behind the end zone to get that opportunity to do it. And I think that's really, really cool. It's a cool concept. It's dope. And now you're starting to see actually other players from other teams are starting to do it as well. So I don't know. Maybe he can start a whole little chain reaction, and I guarantee you a lot of kids will be those kids will be super excited about getting that opportunity to get that from your favorite athlete.
Absolutely.
It's pretty cool.
Well, I want to say my favorite moment was landing this gig and getting the opportunity to talk sports with you guys every week and to commemorate that because it is Christmas. Because it's Christmas and I love meeting with you guys every week and talking sports. I wanted to give a little Christmas gift. Now, these guys didn't know I was going to do this, but I just, you know, it's cold outside. And so you guys should always dress warm.
Right.
So I got some.
Solid.
These are the official NBA socks right here.
That's very cute for
So,
Rheina.
look at that.
Rheina's.
Is that for Erica?
You know who
That's
that's
for
for.
Rheina.
It should be for Erica, but I
Lakers,
decided to play
thank
nice.
you.
I decided to play nice
This is
and
too sweet.
and get your favorite teams. Dre, they didn't have Houston,
Okay.
so I got some kind of Houston colors.
Okay.
Okay.
So you dig it?
I dig it.
Oh,
Okay.
that's
I dig
too
it.
And then
sweet.
I could have gotten Golden State. Yeah, I could have got. I thought about it, but that's for you. Go ahead and hand that down to Erica right there.
That's so
man, that's
sweet.
a real deal.
After
Be
I've
sure to
been
keep
so
your feet warm.
mean. After I've been so mean.
After you've been so naughty, here I am still being nice.
Man, right?
But you know,
Clipper
that-
Nation.
you know,
I'm
gonna
I
put mine on
enjoy
right
getting
now.
a chance to
Yeah.
talk to you guys every
That's
week
so
about this.
sweet.
You're welcome. It's it's the least I could do for
That-
getting this opportunity to.
This is what the Christmas spirit is about.
yeah.
Man, we
know.
greatly appreciate this, but now we want to hear your Christmas moment.
That's
I mean,
it. That's
your
it,
sports
man.
moment. No, I love that.
That's
That
it.
was awesome, man. And I'm gonna wear these tonight
Me too,
because
actually.
it's cold at my house, y'all. Oh my
Yeah.
God,
Isn't
it was
it
so
though?
cold last night. And okay, we ain't gonna get into that.
Yeah,
it's
go
cold.
ahead.
But I think I want to hear. You're a sports fan, man. You always got good stuff to say. I mean, I
Well,
want to hear. I know
there's
it's on the
so
spot
many.
now, and it's on the spot now. But
There's so many.
Really do appreciate that.
I love
too.
my
That's
socks.
dope, man. We
For real,
appreciate
like
that.
this is amazing.
But my favorite sports moment of 2015
Yeah.
Yes.
was.
Is and was.
You know, I enjoyed, to be honest with you, we talked about this earlier, but I enjoyed watching Serena Williams almost get that
The calendar
that
year.
calendar Grand
Yeah.
Slam, that fourth Grand Slam that I was hoping she would get. And I remember when it came down to that, to watching the opportunity when she could have gotten it. I think when did she lose? She lost in the. She didn't make it to this. Did she make it to the semis?
She beat Venus, and then she lost to was it the Italian?
Ooh, I remember.
See, this is a shame,
God.
and we're supposed to know.
We're
But-
supposed to know that. But
But you guys know what we're talking
But the
about.
anticipation I remember having, like wondering if she was gonna do it, because I really want her to go out being like, the best.
Untouchable for sure,
Untouchable,
yeah.
but the
Right,
best, undisputed is what the word I was looking for. Undisputed, the best in tennis of all time. So I remember waiting and watching for that to see if that would happen, and unfortunately it didn't. But that was a highlight of the year for me as far as sports goes. Just because it's always like that when you want it. Like for instance with Golden State, you waiting with bated breath to see, hey, are they gonna do it? Are they gonna make it all the way?
Right.
Are the Panthers gonna keep an undefeated streak?
Who's gonna be
Is Serena
the top
gonna get
14 in the
the calendar slam? Unfortunately, she didn't, but
Yeah.
that was a big deal for me.
I like
I
that.
knew Jay. I knew
Yeah,
Man,
I like
that's
no,
what's up.
I like that
He
too.
was gonna say
We all had
something solid.
some pretty cool sports moments, except for Rheina's.
Oh,
Okay,
my-
I'm kidding. I am kidding.
Give my socks back.
No, okay. Before we move on to talking about some Rajon Rondo, you know what's funny? Some commentators say Rajon. I'm like, his name is not Rajon. His name is Rajon.
Rajon, Rajon.
I don't know. I don't really know what his name is, but I just think it's Rajon. BetDSI. Another awesome online betting service. It's been online since 1998. I put my socks down, sorry. It's been online since 1998, so it's been around for 16 years. It is an A+ rated online sports book. They have built a solid reputation for paying out their winnings. So basically, if you play with BetDSI, and you win some money, they aren't going to try to dupe you. They're going to give you your money, which is important. It's really easy to use. You can use it not only on your computer, but you can use it on mobile devices too. Very seamless. If you want to start with BetDSI, go to BetDSI.com, and only for a limited time can you use the Black10 promo code to get the $10 free for just registering. So again, guys, the code is Black10. You go to BetDSI.com, limited time, go over there right now, get your $10 off for registering, and have fun placing some bets with BetDSI.
For sure.
Rajon.
What is it? Is it Rajon? Like, what is it? Is it Terrell Owens or is it Terrell
Rajon.
Owens?
It's Rajon.
Those, I will say something quickly. Those black jerseys that the Clippers have.
You like those,
are
huh?
dope.
Aren't they? You like those? right?
Yeah, I saw them play in them. They was pretty solid. That's why I saw it with the Sox. Okay,
Yeah.
but this boy Rondo.
Oh man, I know you guys heard about this.
Yes.
So, Rajon Rondo suspended 1 game for allegedly. No, it wasn't allegedly.
Allegedly, he definitely said it.
For uttering a anti-gay or homophobic slur towards an official after being called for a foul. It turns out the official, well, actually, he did it. He was called for the foul. Didn't agree with it. The official then, well, he went to the official in an aggressive-like manner. I wish we had the video. Wish they got in the video. In an aggressive manner, and uttered a few choice words, curse words, and
You call him an MF and
MF
looks like his mugshot.
Yeah.
It does.
That's what I figured. That's what I figured.
He used the F word. Not instead of saying gay, he used the F word.
Yeah. And towards the official, and the official tossed him out of the game, threw him out. Mm-hmm. So he was suspended by the NBA for 1 game. And later on, soon after, the official ended up coming out to the public as a homosexual. Mm-hmm. And so my first question is, do you think Rajon,
Rondo.
do you think that he knew about this referee and his sexual orientation?
I think he probably knew because the NBA, the players and the officials are this tightly knit fraternity of, professionals. So they know, what's going on in each other's personal lives. I'm gonna say this, and I might catch some slack for this, but a court or a football field is not like your 9-to-5 work environment. Like you wouldn't go call your boss the F word, or you wouldn't say to your homeboy, "What's up, my?" At work.
Right.
But on the court and on the football field, it's a completely different
slightly
environment.
different.
It's very different. Am I justifying Rondo saying that? No. Do I think that he knew he was gay? Yes. Do I think he was thinking, I'm going to hurl a homophobic slur at this man because I hate gay people? I don't think that was the intention. I probably sound like a hypocrite, especially as a black woman in America, but I think he knew. I don't think he meant it maliciously.
Yeah,
Okay,
same.
go
I don't think he meant it maliciously. I think it was in the heat of the moment. I mean, refs, if they call a foul or something you don't agree with it, yeah, of course you're going to get mad. But what he said was unacceptable. But I do think that he knew that about his sexuality. I think there's probably other names or things he could have said to him in that moment. I think by just saying that.
What kind of name?
Like, or the B word maybe,
Okay.
or a-hole, or
Okay.
whatever. But I think by selecting that specific word, I think he knew what he was talking about. So,
But Dre,
that's just I think.
You're an athlete. And you're a black man. Away from that, I shouldn't have said that. But you know that sometimes that word has been you could call somebody that, and they're not necessarily homosexual. It's a word. It can be used as a word that just say, hey, it's like an ugly word. You want to make someone feel bad. You just call them that.
Like calling a woman a bitch, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, do you think that he was calling him that? What do you think? He was calling him that just as a hateful word or as a reference to his sexuality?
I think he was probably calling him that as a hateful word. I don't think it was a reference of his sexuality. I don't think he knows that, dude. I think you know certain gestures, and when people do certain things, and when they walk a certain way or talk a certain way, you're like, he might be that, he might be this way, or he might be that. You know what I mean? And I think that had something to do with it. But I don't think that moment it was like, oh yeah, Yeah, you know, I don't think it was.
Yeah.
I don't think it was that type of scenario. But I think they talked about it. I don't think he's the only person on that team talked about it. I think they probably had a laughing moment at some point. Like, man, that dude might be. You know,
that's
look
true.
Look at how he, you know, as
that's
a
true.
and I think it wasn't consciously, but I think he made that comment just because he had heard it before. They had been talking about it prior. I would imagine that they was cracking jokes. If I had to paint a perfect picture, I would say somebody noticed or saw something during warm-ups or pre-shooting, and somebody made a joke or some type of reference, and then they just kind of stuck with it and was playing with it all day, and then it came out boom like that.
Well, listen, I was reading an article that said it was widely known. It was
That he was
actually
gay.
widely known that he was, you know, within the NBA circle that he.
But he didn't
Either had-
announce
you know,
it.
he hadn't
until 2
announced
days
it.
after.
But it was known. So
See, I think the F word is almost carries, and I say almost carries the same kind of negative weight that the N word carries. And I say almost because the history behind why the N word is so offensive, to me, supersedes why the F word is offensive. But just for purposes of having a conversation, I think those are two words that you kind of have to stay away from. But we say as colloquialisms all the time, "Oh man, that's gay." You know, "Oh man, you're not going to take this dare. You're a punk."
Right.
So I don't know. I feel that if he got suspended for calling him the F word, would he have gotten suspended for saying "you punk" or "man, that's a gay call"? You see what I'm saying? So is it because he said the F word, or is it because this ref is actually gay, and had he said anything about gay, he would have got suspended? I don't know. Are there levels? Are there levels to homophobic slurs?
there's levels. I think the word that he used was probably the top.
Okay.
The highest level you can go. And I think that was the reason. Now, Adam Silver, who was the commissioner of the NBA, did say that his punishment, which was a 1-game suspension, he didn't make it longer because he didn't want to. He felt like it would bring too much attention to the situation and it would out the ref, Bill Kennedy.
Right.
So he only gave it a 1-game suspension.
But see, that's the kind of
And that
stuff.
was before he actually came out.
But that's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. Like, I always say this: if it's not in the rule book, if it's not written, then there shouldn't. I mean, he get ejected from the game if he decides to give him a technical foul or whatever it is, or whatever it is. Then he gets ejected to the game. But there shouldn't have been any kind of outside punishment or continuation of punishment outside of getting ejected from the game.
Wait. So no suspension?
Absolutely not. Why you wouldn't same thing, Rheina? You wouldn't suspend. No, I'm sorry. Same thing. He said you wouldn't suspend somebody if they went up to the ref and was like, "Man, that's bullshit."
So what if a player
For a game after that, you would kick him out. You would give him a
Yeah.
technical foul. You would
Yeah.
do the normal things that you would typically do. But I think what makes it a scene is the fact that he is.
He is gay.
So is that
Yeah.
the same if a white player called a black player the N-word?
It's the same thing, and I'm an African American player, but I wouldn't say, "Oh, suspend that dude for a
Yeah.
game." I mean, you said it. You get ejected from the game. Now that can mean a bunch of different things. It could be a close game. It could be one of your best players. It could mean a lot. It could really be game changing. The fact that that player is not on the court at that moment, but you can't punish somebody for the heat of the moment. They're athletes. Stuff happens. Sometimes you say stuff that you don't mean, especially when you're angry, especially when you're playing sports.
But
If
was it
it's not written
derogatory?
in the rule book, there shouldn't be any exceptional punishments outside of that. It
Well,
shouldn't.
there's a lot of things not written in the rule book or any rule book that could be, that
punishable after the fact.
Yeah.
That's tough
Well,
though.
I
and
think
because it's not until you actually maybe see that event happen that you say, hey, we should make a rule against that later, but still punish the wrongdoing.
I think they did a good job of not making it only one game. I think
Right.
that's
Yeah.
speaking off on my own behalf. I think that's part of the reason why they didn't make, because they didn't want it to be, like you said, they didn't want it to be a big scene. It wasn't a big deal. The dude said something. It was offensive, but he was in the heat of the moment. It was a basketball game. Shit happens. Period.
That's it. So no, like if it said something derogatory about somebody's mom and
Well, that's happened before.
or said, I'm gonna
There's- I'm pretty sure that
I'm gonna
has
murder your
happened.
family or something
Yeah.
like
I
that.
mean, well, wasn't it like Carmelo and Kevin Garnett? Kevin Garnett was like, "I know what Lala's
Like,
vagina tastes like, or whatever."
Yeah.
No one got. I don't know. I mean, it's such a slippery slope.
What if it's like I'm gonna
But see, that's the thing.
light a bomb,
You
bomb
can-
your
you
house?
can-
that's like a
If
threat, though.
there's so many things that can,
different.
if
You're not
there's,
gonna suspend
listen,
them?
if there's so many different scenarios and there's so many cases and there's so many things that you could say, and if you can say, oh, what if you called him an N-word? If you can say all of that, then you write it in the rule book and you say, you know what? If you were to give this type of slur or to say that, but then it doesn't even make sense if you think about it. Who's gonna sit there and say, okay, if he says this word, he's gonna be out?
Yeah, who's gonna sit there
If
and
he
do that?
said-
Exactly. So
that's
you don't
what I'm-
punish it until it happens. Because
You
you're not gonna
pu-
sit
you-
there
you
and say
punish it
a
when
player
it
can't
happens,
carry a razor razor blade and then slash somebody. It's not in the rule book, but
you punish it. What I'm saying is you punish him for when it happens, and it happened. He got kicked out of the game on spot. I don't know what the scenario was when he left the game. If it was a close game, if he was playing good, or whatever the scenario was, it doesn't matter. He got punished. He got suspended. He got kicked out of that game. That's it. The next day, the next game, it is what it is. Gotta let it ride.
what do you think about that? Do you think the same thing, Erica?
Let me say this. I think Rajon Rondo's bad reputation precedes him. So had that been, I don't know, let's say somebody that we like that doesn't get in trouble. Let's say that been Chris Paul. I doubt he would have gotten a one-game suspension because, I mean, he's like the Mr. Good guy. He's like the poster
Chris
child
Paul
for the...
probably wouldn't have said it either.
He probably wouldn't have said it, but that's what I'm saying. So Rondo's reputation is so bad, I feel that the commissioner and powers that be are looking for opportunities to teach him a lesson.
Wait, so you're saying they went out of their way
I'm
to
not
do
saying
that?
I'm not saying they went out of their way, but I think that he definitely got handled more severely than someone else. For example, when Riley Cooper got caught on camera at that concert saying the N-word, I mean, I think they put him through some media training, but I don't think he missed a game. I could be wrong out there, guys. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But I don't think he missed a game. And that could be because it didn't happen on the field. But there's still video of him saying, you know, these N-I-G-G-E-Rs, you know, whatever he went on to say. I mean, you can't. You can give people training. You can give them LGBT, like you said, sensitivity training. You can give them media training. But the court and the football field are just, it's a different dynamic. I don't know. And I'm a black woman in America, so I think that minorities do have to be sensitive to this kind of situation. But like Dre said, I think the ejection was probably good enough.
I mean, okay, so in this day and time, with the issues that we're facing with equality, with this the LGBTQ community, should athletes undergo sensitivity training for issues like this? Something in the rookie orientation, or just broadly throughout, all sports. Should this be a part of some kind of training curriculum, media training, to say, this is an issue we're dealing with. Be sure and steer clear of these words. Be sure and steer clear of these actions and behaviors.
I don't think you say words, but I think you say these actions and these behaviors. I think it has to be something set in stone that anytime you say something to the referee, in general, it don't even have to be like if you say anything offensive to a referee that you shouldn't. It's like your mom or your dad. You know not to say certain things around your mom and the dad. Well, you know not to say certain things when you're on this court to any referee, and then that punishment should be in place. So you already know. It doesn't matter if it's the N word, because now you got to say if it's that word, if it's this word, if it's that word. It should just be a common law saying if you speak to the referee. And he feels like, if you speak to him saying, oh man, I don't think that was a foul, that's one thing. But if you speak to the referee in a derogatory form of any shape, form, or fashion, then he has the option to, one, be suspended for this many games, and you get ejected immediately. Then it makes sense, because now you don't have to think about, oh, this word, or that word was better. But well, he said this word. And you see what I mean? That's what I think.
I think there should be a class, like you said. For example, there's a rookie. I don't know if I'm messing up this symposium that that they have to go to before they enter the league. They teach them about problems off the court, like if you're in the clubs, like don't spend how to manage your money, or what your parents might say, or whatever. And I think that should this class should be a part of that, or they should incorporate that. I think that would be a perfect way to have that class in the league. So I agree. Maybe at the rookie symposium or something like that.
Yeah,
I agree with. I do agree, but I think it should be. I think once you get suspended I think there should be these programs set in place for after you do something, right? So there's certain guidelines and rules and things that you can't break. So once you break like a certain rule, so say if you did break that rule, you spoke to the referee, you says now, and on top of the fact that you miss a game, and on top of the fact that you're ejected immediately, now you have to do 3 hours of, such and such training, whatever it may be. Just based off of what you do as an individual, because then it makes you think about more.
That's true.
Think about what you did more. So you can't just blow it off and say, oh, it happens. Now you're getting fined, you're getting all these things. So it makes it's more dear to you when it takes your time.
That's what Kobe had to do. He was fined about $100,000, and then they had him do the PSA.
Oh, they did. When he said,
so they did do something like that.
Yeah, those classes at the rookie symposium, they're not going to you're not going to get banned or fined for any of this. It's just to spread awareness of the problem. So I do agree with Dre's statement about the classes after the fact.
You guys out there, let us know what you think about Rondo and our takes on it. And Gilbert Arenas has been spreading awareness recently
Yes.
about some rump-shaking basketball players.
Yes, he has. So yesterday, Gilbert Arenas, former NBA basketball player, made some very bold statements on Instagram. He posted a video of female basketball players in thongs.
Melody
playing-
Ray was one of them. Melody Ray, look her up. She looks good.
Yeah, they were playing one-on-one, shooting, dribbling, whatever, and he was just like, "Now this is what I'm talking about." Like he was just saying that he wants the reason why the WNBA isn't getting a lot of viewers or not of support is because, quote, that these women are mimicking the men, and that he wants to see some booty. So there's his Instagram posts were up there. I know it's really detailed. He had a bunch of hashtags in there. So I don't know. I mean, it obviously touched me, like it rubbed me the wrong way because I play basketball. So, and just reading his comments, he's saying there's a reason why men refuse to watch women's basketball. It's because female players are mimicking men. Other sports like tennis, they have their short little skirts, like Serena Williams. They want to watch her. Volleyball, they have their tight spandex. Even wrestling, they have their like sports bras, and sometimes they have like little underwear on. So it's more appealing to men. I don't know if you guys had a chance to look at those comments or read them. So I just wanted to say, what do you guys think about those? What his statements that he had yesterday?
We've had a similar
We
conversation.
did. And it was
here.
around the WNBA playoffs.
It was, and I think we talked a little bit about how that new show on Bravo or Oxygen features those female football players,
Right.
And they're basically, it's like a graduated version of lingerie football, but
Right.
they're actually hard hitting. Again, I was on the basketball dance team in college, and when I tell you men's games off the chain, I love performing at those. Women's games Sunday morning, like clockwork. I would look at my clock, be like, oh, Sunday I gotta go perform at a women's basketball game. Ugh, and that's so sad to say as a woman, but women's basketball, to me, it's the blanket statement, is not as entertaining as men's basketball. And although this is going to sound like I want to objectify women, what professional industry doesn't have some sort of objectification of women? Like, we dress sexier, we put more makeup on, we put more interest into our looks than men do. Like, Dre wore a nice looking ugly sweater. I had to go all out. You got to go that extra mile, like when you're a woman. So, to Gilbert Arenas' comments, I think that, as his Instagram says, they were very petty. But I think what he's saying has a lot of merit because WNBA and women's basketball probably has the lowest ratings of all women's sports. And I think a lot of it comes down to not that the women are not talented, but that it's not sexy.
I got a couple of questions. Are men attracted to women's figures?
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Do many men tune in to women's sports to watch their figures?
Yeah.
Yes.
Was he wrong?
No, but
Wait, was he wrong?
Was what wrong?
His
his statements were a little out there. Like, but will you put it compared to what he put it was just.
Was he stupid for saying that? Was he dumb? Was that a dumb statement? Absolutely.
Wait, what was dumb about it?
Absolutely. The whole way he went, he really
Everything
was above
was
and beyond. He did a
terrible.
little extra in explaining the situation.
But it's consistent. It's consistent with his Instagram personality.
Yes, it did, and it struck a chord with people because he did have a point. He did have a point, but I think he shouldn't have gone about it like that.
But what
because it was very, he went about it in a demeaning way.
It's disrespectful.
Yeah, I would say demeaning
Right.
and disrespectful. But the same thing is though, like men want to tune in, and even women want to tune in to see, women and their figure.
I guess I'm alone on this. but
No,
what do
you're
you
not
guys
alone.
say?
Dre,
You're
what
not
you gotta
alone.
say?
You're not alone.
Dude's
But
about
he
as
should've-
alone as a snowman sitting outside in front of the lawn, girl, when it's negative 10 degrees. You understand what I'm saying?
No.
What he said was absolutely right, and it's his own Instagram. He has the right, the freedom of speech to say whatever he wants to stay on it. There should be no penalties. There should be nothing. No,
Well, it won't be a
no.
penalty. He's
Right.
unemployed.
But he's still making money.
Yes.
Oh, he's making money.
Because he's
His
still under contract.
His contracts are bizarre, but that's another
He's
story.
bored.
He's still getting paid.
He's getting that paper.
Yeah, by the NBA.
But what I'm saying is there should be no fine. There should be no kind of anything. He did what he put what he thought, what he felt, and that's what a lot of other men think, and a lot of other people as well.
It's
I
like
love
Trump.
sports.
It's like
I love
Trump.
sports.
Wait, never
but
mind.
I love track. I like watching track, but one of the reasons why I like watching track is because you get to see the women with amazing track bodies out there doing their thing. I love track though, and I used to run track, but that makes it more enticing for me to watch a female run versus a male. I watch the males run because I want to see who fast. I want to see, you know what I mean, who the best. But I watch the females run because they have amazing bodies, and they're very great athletes as well. But that's not why I watch.
You want to see the talent, but you want to see the sex. You
I
want
was
to see the sex appeal.
You don't
as
only
well.
tune in just to see the sexy because I watch it for the talent too, but for the most part, we do want to see.
You want to see something that's alluring. I'm not saying that she should be.
Yeah.
If you go to Melody Ray's page, she's a model. Her whole shtick is from hoops to heels. She played basketball at the University of Tennessee Martin, so UT Martin. So her brand is I'm a baller, I can ball, scholarship baller, but I'm also sexy. If you go to her Instagram page, she's definitely playing ball in thongs. I'm not saying it should be on that level, but I am saying if women were playing basketball in something a little bit more revealing, I bet the ratings would be up, and I bet the WNBA would not be folding like it's folding.
But at the same time, wouldn't you think of it as kind of like just a gimmick?
Yeah, it's very gimmicky.
You know,
Rheina,
wouldn't that negate,
why,
like, bring down the quality of what you're watching? Because it's like,
as long as the women are still talented,
No, it's
the
right.
women are still talented.
because how would you feel? How do you feel as women if that were to happen? If they were to say, okay, everybody, you're gonna wear a bare midriff uniform.
You can't make.
You're gonna cut the length of the shorts.
Turn to any
and
we're
we're gonna sell sex,
hosts.
and we're gonna sell sex now.
How
does that make you
turn
feel?
to any sports show, any entertainment news show. The man has on 3-piece suit. What does a woman have on? A tight skirt, her midriff showing. 6-inch heels, her hair up. She's looking sexy.
But how does it make you feel?
It makes me. I'm talented. I have 2 degrees. I can write. I can edit. I can produce. I can host. I'm not my looks, but if that's going to help push me and push my brand further, and I'm not doing anything that's illicit, I'm not doing anything that's degrading to me, I feel fine. Where's my paycheck? Where's my tight skirt?
So
It's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen because you can't force anybody to wear anything. You can't make a if a woman.
Well, I mean,
or
if you say
anybody,
these are the uniforms we're gonna use in the league now,
but you can't. But then you're gonna get female players who are gay or who may not want to wear that. They want to
be
take
in WNBA.
But I mean, as we know, there's a lot of but I think there's a lot of gay women that play basketball more than other sports, I think. Now, I may be wrong, but that's my opinion. I've seen it with my eyes. That's my opinion. So you can't force anybody to wear anything that makes them uncomfortable. And it's no way you're going to get the whole WNBA across the board to say yes, because it's not about that. They're playing because they love the game. They don't make a lot of money. They know that they don't make a lot of money. That's why they go play overseas when they're not playing for the WNBA. They realized what they was getting into when they signed up for it.
They
just
couldn't
like
do it the
NFL
WNBA.
players and NBA players, they play because they love the game.
Right.
That's why they're playing. So don't make them wear anything differently. They may not be getting the views, but as long as they're happy playing the game, then that's the most important thing. You can't take that away from somebody.
That's not going to stop another league from sprouting up and then saying, okay, these are the uniforms that we're going to wear. We're going to wear a thong bottom and
I'd watch
bikini
it.
top.
I'd watch it. Absolutely.
That's
but
like
what I'm
us
saying
telling
is
you guys to wear like
them
Speedos playing
to
ball.
do that.
So look, is that just the world we live in?
That is the world we live in. Quick final thoughts on that because we got to wrap it up soon.
Final thoughts.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, these women are athletes first. They're not playing basketball to please men or to show off their bodies. I'm sorry. I think it's just they love the game. I think a couple of the athletes like Candace Parker, Elena Deladon, and Swin Cash, they were offended by it. And I think as a former athlete myself, I was offended. You can't just classify all basketball players into that one category.
Mm-hmm.
So I think his comments, the way he said, there's a way to say it, and then there's a way not to say it.
It's all about the delivery.
About the delivery. If
so
you read the comments of what he said, he was just calling people I can't even repeat it.
So
on
you
air.
know you know that's the world we live in, but at the same time you feel like you hope to change that by making the talent
the talent over
forefront, the spotlight rather than the sex.
Yes, because of these women work hard every single day. Like Jay said, they have to go overseas to make a living. At the end of the day, they're trying to provide for their family.
I would say,
I don't know.
If you want to further the women's roles and rights in our society, I would say you got a point.
It's definitely an interesting conversation, and we are out of time, interestingly enough, because we always are out of time. But if you guys want to continue the conversation with us on Twitter, feel free to follow us and tweet at us what you think about the Gilbert Arenas, your favorite highlights from the 2015 year in sports, Serena being named, all the stuff we talked about. Tweet at us, and we will have a conversation with you online. We love to do that. I'm Erica Renee Davis. You can follow me on Periscope, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Erica Renee D.
Aundre the Giant, AUNDRETHAGIANT. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, it's all the same.
Rheina Ale, Rheina_Ale on Instagram and Twitter and Periscope.
Holla at me right now online
Right now.
at JJ the Talented on Instagram, Twitter, and Periscope. Do it right now.
The Branded Athlete, every Thursday night at 7 o'clock on BHL Online. We are on hiatus starting right now up until January the 7th, but make sure you download our podcast on iTunes so you can keep hearing our voices until the new year starts. Follow The Branded Athlete on Twitter. On Instagram at The Branded Athlete, and follow Black Hollywood Live on Twitter at BHL Online. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year, happy
holidays.
Kwanzaa, happy holidays,
Happy
happy
holidays.
Hanukkah, Chanukah, everything.
Hanukkah, that's new.
See you in 2016,
Yeah.
players.
Turn up. Ooh, I gotta go to work.
Maria Menounos, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, Kevin Undergaro, and the entire BHL crew, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us at info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I'm your BHL announcer, Scipio. Instagram me at Planet Scipio. Thank you for tuning in.
Hollywood Redefined.
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.